Yes, welcome in to Feeling You with Vic the Brick Jacobs. There he is in that decorative hat. And
Yeah,
PJ right here. Victor, we've got a lot to unload today. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. We're celebrating stuff we're going to talk about in a little while. I don't want to get into it yet with the Dodgers, but I think the place to start is with the Lakers, right?
there's no doubt because it's a landmark decision with LeBron James that has caused incredible ripples throughout the sports landscape. In that LeBron was not offered an extension for the first time in his amazing 23-year career, and details emerged from a dinner meeting in Craig's in West Hollywood,
Ooh.
where all the paparazzi love to flock. And the dinner included Laker management, Palinka,
Yep.
and it also included Luca
Oh,
and JJ Redick.
there we go.
Who was not at the dinner? LeBron James. And that was a clear message that the future of the Los Angeles Lakers is no longer in the hands of the great LeBron James,
Yep.
but it's in the hands of number 77, Luka Doncic.
Yes.
And that sent reverberations, shockwaves, whatever, because suddenly LeBron James obviously was not the best player on the team and was not the player that the franchise was depending on. And in LeBron's case, he did not get a 1 year or 2 year extension, which he always has, throughout his multi decades. So it had to freak out LeBron that he was not included in this dinner a little bit and clutch management,
Yeah.
that he was not there. And basically, uh, you can now chalk this up as the last year of LeBron James in Los Angeles. How both sides now handle it, PJ, is going to be fascinating. Who wants to be the bad guy? Who wants to say, LeBron, thank you for your 8 years of service after this year? You brought us a championship. I don't foresee a championship for the Lakers this year. No matter what, unless Aiton goes nuts, I don't see that happening. I see him having a nice year. We'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But basically, LeBron sees this as his last year as a Laker. Lakers see LeBron as his last year as a Laker, PJ.
It is stunning, and to think that they're going to have that kind of a management dinner, and really they're deciding the future of the Lakers, the Laker direction, and didn't include him in that at all. And that, it brings up a lot of questions, and a lot of rumors. I know that, the Knicks is one. They were talking about would maybe he drop out and go over and James would go to the Knicks. That's a possibility.
We reunite with Mike Brown, who
Yes.
coached him in Cleveland, but that was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't have I don't see it happening in Cleveland as well.
Yeah.
Remember, you got to pay $52.6 million to LeBron.
Yeah.
That's what his salary is, and I'm sure he's not going to take a pay cut for anybody. That's not his style. He deserves the money. He's a great player. He still puts up 24, 8, and 8,
Yes.
sensational numbers. But again, injuries, obviously a problem. He doesn't play, constant defense. That's a problem. But then who does in the NBA except for the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Right.
Uh, so he's in limbo. I mean, this is LeBron in limbo, which is so unusual when
Wow.
he's had the Lakers by the balls for all these years.
Yeah.
Basically, they jump at his every whim.
Yep.
He has not been consulted in any trade lately. The Aiton deal, I don't think he was consulted. So this is a new age, of the Laker era. Of course, with Mark Walter at the helm, and Jeannie is the governor. Uh,
Yep.
as long as she wants, I'm sure Mark Walter wants Jeannie at the top. But it's stunning that for Laker fans that it is Luca. It's Luca, and Austin Reeves and DeAndre Ayton and LeBron for this year. But after this year, it's wide open, man. It's wide open for the Lakers.
Yes.
But with all that Mark Walter, money and vision, they're in great hands. And it'll be just fascinating to see where LeBron ends up.
I think so. I mean, I think it's going to really add an interesting wrinkle to this. Might add more urgency to LeBron's play. We'll see what happens in a smaller sense. What happens to Bronny? Does he continue with the Lakers, or is he out, you think?
Well, Bronny has to prove that he still belongs in the association.
Yeah.
He had the showdown with Cooper Flagg
Hmm.
in the summer league a couple days ago, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
Cooper has been insanely talented, insane playmaker.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a great vast schism between Bronny and Cooper Flagg in terms of being ready for the NBA. But he
Yeah.
could still be an NBA player.
Yeah.
He still has some move. He has some moves. He plays defense. He's a great sense for the basketball. But Bronny's got to prove that he can still play in the association, and he'll be up and down with the Lakers again. I don't see him on the roster, but I do see him in the G League. I see him coming back to the Lakers occasionally. But Bronny's got a long way to go. He's not that big.
No.
He doesn't have a great shot. He is savvy. He is disciplined. He has insane genes. But is that enough to make it in the association? You tell me.
I don't know. Well, I guess, like you say, we'll find out about all that. There's just so much going on
Well,
with the
Cooper Flagg's very exciting for the
Cooper
Dallas Mavericks.
Flags. It is really, really exciting.
I mean, his first game, I think he was 5 of 21 from the field, but he made plays. There was one play,
Yeah.
it was pretty tight late in the game against the Lakers and Bronny, and he gets back, blocks a shot
Yeah.
on the ensuing possession. Kicks out to Nemhard, that other Nemhard. He's got a brother, on on Indiana rather.
Yeah.
And Nemhard makes a three, and they win the game. Playmaker. He's a playmaker. He knows how to make plays. He's a playmaker. He's a difference maker. Then his next game, Cooper Flagg against San Antonio, goes off with 31 points.
Yeah.
And then Dallas says, "Okay, enough for the summer." He's been benched for the summer. No more summer league play for
Right.
Cooper.
Yeah.
But the 31 points
Woo.
just shows anytime he can go for 30. And
Yeah.
I'm liking this Dallas Maverick roster, especially when Kyrie Irving comes back from injury.
Yeah.
You got Anthony Davis, then you got Cooper Flagg. That's an incredible 1-2 punch
Yeah.
right there. AD and Cooper Flagg, and they got some nice role players as well. And let's face it, Dallas with Cooper Flagg will be a contender in the West, PJ.
I think so. They have a deeper bench than we do,
Yes.
so that's one thing. I know we're trying to do everything we can, the Lakers, to get our bench up. They got Jake, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
I am pumped though.
I know you're ready to go. When
I'm
is the
ready.
first game?
Cooper Flagg
October?
enthuses me. Cooper Flagg. I'm not a Dallas Maverick fan, but I am a Cooper Flagg fan because he's a young blood stud,
Yeah.
ready to apply his skills in the association. And Dallas got a sensational pick. And when Kyrie comes back, they're gonna have a three-headed monster. They're
They
gonna have
are.
a three-headed Kyrie, Cooper, Anthony Davis.
It's going to be fun to watch if
That's
they
a
can
three-
stay healthy. If they can stay healthy.
Well,
If,
AD of course doesn't stay healthy, but that's basketball. Kyrie,
yeah.
he'll come back from the injury and boom.
Yeah.
Dallas will be there.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting. Clippers again, looking solid, incredible depth. I like what they did. I like the trade of Collins for Collins, so they have a natural power forward now,
Yep.
and they can get Kawhi back into his natural position. So that was a great trade. I believe of picking up John Collins was sensational
I like
for the
Collins.
Clippers. So the Clippers got stronger. Lakers with Ayton stronger.
Stronger.
Maybe there'll be a desperation in LeBron's game to say, "Hey, look at me! I'm
I think
amazing.
so.
I'm amazing. I'm LeBron James. I'm amazing." So
That's right.
that can happen too.
Yeah.
And PJ, also, as we get into mid-July, here comes baseball's All-Star Classic with incredible controversy.
Oh, I love it.
Which usually it's just, okay, everyone gets picked. Everyone's going to go to Atlanta, have a good time. They're going to meet everyone, have fun,
Yeah.
rub elbows, schmooze one another. And here comes the controversy out of Philadelphia as Major League Baseball snubs two All-Stars, Sanchez and Suarez, of the Philadelphia Philly pitching staff. And they put in the Miz, the incredible phenom kid out of Milwaukee, Jake Mizrachi.
6'8", right? He's 6'8".
6'8", incredible speed.
Yeah.
He struck out 12 dodgers in 6 innings, his last outing, but he's only pitched like, six, I think 20, 25 innings.
I
And,
think so.
and the Phillies are in uproar. The Phillies are going nuts. They're saying this is a Savannah banana move. This is Castellanos from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Trey Turner is throwing down F-bombs. Basically, the whole thing could be solved so simply, PJ, by the All-Star committee, the MLB. Just put Suarez on the team.
Yeah, really.
Just put Sanchez on the team.
Adam, who cares?
Add them. Exactly. Who cares? Let them get introduced,
Right.
before the game. Give them their All-Star love and move on.
Right.
But Philadelphia, a very classy move. They said they're going to pay Sanchez or Suarez their All-Star bonus no matter what, even though they may
Oh,
not be on the team.
yeah.
But I think Major League Baseball, will see this egregious error of their ways and say, you know what, bring on, Ranger, come on, Christopher, come on, Sanchez, Suarez, you're on the team,
That would be the way to do it. It
right?
just makes sense. It's, you know this better than anybody. All-star games are about unity. It's like bringing everybody together. You want that feeling. It's a baseball moment to try to get more fans and do all the things you do. Why isolate a whole Eastern region for no reason? They've got good pitching. Now I do have to say I love the Brewers pitching overall. They are really strong from top to bottom, the Brewers. But
Yes,
I think it made sense to put the kid in, the Miz, because the fact I think that people want to see him.
yeah.
He's an anatomy. He really is. He's a great player out of the chute. And he's 6'8", throws, averages 100 miles plus throwing, and he doesn't even look like he's throwing hard. He's just throwing. But I agree with you. I think they have to add and should add, Philadelphia pitchers to this roster.
You said it, PJ. This game is for the fans.
Yeah.
Who do the fans want to see? Do the
Yeah.
fans want to see Christopher Sanchez? Well, Philadelphia fans want to see him, but the majority of Major League Baseball is excited by the Wiz.
That's right.
They want to see the Miz. They want to see him throw 100 miles an hour.
I think so.
And
Yeah.
it's a showcase of the game. And the game, is suffering in the way they market the game, which is not so great.
No.
So this is their showcase. This is what Major League Baseball has to offer. They have so many exciting players, and one of them, is the Miz. And I salute them for putting the Miz in.
I do too.
He should be there.
Should be there.
So that's exciting. But everyone wants to see, who.
Yeah.
The Mount Fuji of Mos Fuerte from the
Of
Los
course.
Angeles Dodgers.
The old man.
Yuko, get ready. Gong me, Ukes.
There it is.
Ohtani-san
Yes.
in the All-Star game.
Yes.
The incredible Ohtani. His last start, PJ, he finally, extends himself to 3 innings against the San Francisco Giants up in Oracle.
Yep.
No runs, struck out the side, allowed just 1 hit, and he looked magnificent. 36 pitches, 25 strikes. The fastball was clocked at 99. He was basically throwing so easy and throw hard.
Yeah.
And he just looked fantastic. Ohtani-san, 3 innings. He's going to get 4. Maybe next time he gets up in a week, he'll have a week to rest. But Ohtani-san will be an incredible star in Atlanta because he is what everyone wants to see, PJ.
I hope so. And I hope Dave Roberts lets him pitch. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will let him pitch, probably an inning, and that'll be it, right? 1 inning.
Oh, maximum.
Yeah.
Maximum.
Yeah.
I would start with Clayton Kershaw.
You know what?
The legendary nod. He gets legendary love for an All-Star appearance. He didn't pitch much. He was injured, but he came back and he's pitched really solid. He's won 4 games. He's pitched. His ERA's under 3. If I am any power in the All-Star committee, I'm starting Clayton Kershaw. Let Clayton start for the National League. Let him pitch his inning. People, give him, their accolades, their love, and he sets off the buzz.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to start. Either Kirsch or the Miz.
Yeah.
To start it off for the National League.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, and maybe Dave Roberts doesn't want to start Kirsch because he's the manager, but to salute him after getting his 3,000th strike out, and then now he's above that, obviously. But that would be a great way to salute him, to salute baseball, and then bring in, the Miz right afterwards, and then maybe Ohtani for an inning, and sprinkle them in, get them all in there.
I mean, there's been some overt snubs, though, PJ. Juan Soto of the Mets was left off the team. Soto's one of the superstars of the league. Soto should be in the game.
Do you know
And
what? You know what? Let me say something about Soto.
Juan Soto,
Juan Soto, who doesn't seem to be well liked. I think that's the problem there, honestly. He has an attitude problem and they don't like him. And I think when that happens, as great as you are, when someone gets a chance to snub you, like LeBron James maybe, and they get that first chance to snub you, they take it. And I think that's what happened to him. Does he deserve to be there? Yes, he does. But the people a little upset with him, with the way he acts, they're snubbing him. So it's a raw snub to him. And maybe it's earned because he does act, a little uppity at times. So not my favorite player, let's put it that way. All that being said, we will hope that he'll still come. Maybe he'll come to the game and hang out. Who knows? We'll
I'm
have
not
a
sure if he was
Soto moment.
added. Yeah, I'm not even sure if Soto was added. I just know in the original lineup he was out. And another snub, which his numbers aren't all there this year because of injury, but I would love him there. He's hit, 395 home runs. Mike Trout.
Oh, for sure.
I would love to see Trout in the All-Star game. Yes, his numbers aren't resonating because he's been injured. He came back. He's been going about it slowly, but the last 2 or 3 weeks he's been on fire.
He's on
He's
fire.
he's 5 away from the 400 home run milestone.
Yep.
I would add Trouty.
I
I think
think,
the fans would love to see Mike Trout, PJ.
yeah, he's a spectacle. And I don't think I think the Angels had a pitcher. I think
Kikuchi. I think
Kikuchi has,
Kikuchi made it.
he has to back out because he's pitching the day before or Sunday or something. So he's backing out, being replaced by somebody from Minnesota. But that would be a perfect opportunity. The Angels need to be represented. Bring in Trouty.
Exactly. You have one guy who epitomizes the Angels. It's Trouty.
It's him.
And
Yeah.
he's been insanely hot
Yep.
like I said, last couple of weeks. But he's five short of 400. Give him some recognition. He deserves
Yeah.
it. He's such a quality dude, man,
Oh,
and he's so well respected around the league, in the community. And I would insert Trouty. But PJ, getting back to the regular flow of baseball, the Dodgers finally ended that 7 game losing streak, the longest funk in like 7 years. It was a horrendous run, and it shows you the flaws that I've said they've had in their armor since day one. The pitching staff's in tatters.
yeah.
In
Yeah.
tatters, it's coming back a little bit. Glass now had a nice start. That was solid. He had 5 good innings. Snell might be coming back in a couple weeks. Roki Sasaki, we don't know. Of course, a lot of excellent bullpen guys still out. Trinan's out, Phillips
Yeah.
out, Brewster Gratterall's out. They have problems, but they weren't hitting, PJ. Suddenly they got to San Francisco, and the bats came alive a little bit
Yeah.
up in the house for the hated ones, their arch rival.
Well, yeah, that and the fact I do think that they ran up against some amazing pitching too. The Brewers,
Astros and Brewers, yeah.
yeah, and the Astros both pitching just over the top. I mean, really some good pitching, solid pitching from both those teams. That didn't help. We haven't had any momentum for a week. Last time you and I talked and did this show, they still hadn't won. It went a full week. It was crazy. They
Those
just
9 days of hell.
yeah, it just couldn't win. And Vic, let me ask you this. We every year suffer the same thing. I don't care how many pitchers we get for the Dodgers, whether it be 5, 10, 15, 20, we're hurt. What do you think of the idea that maybe there's something wrong with our regiment of how we train these guys? Because we're number one with injured pitchers, and I don't care. We've had 14 out now. So there's got to be something to that. It can't just be luck all the time. That we never have pitchers that are healthy. Maybe it has to do with the regiment and the way they're being taught. Not so much used because Roberts doesn't use them, but maybe he should. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe the way he uses them isn't enough to warrant, you use these guys, sometimes they get hurt, but a lot of times they're just workhorses. They go and they look great. So I don't know. What do you think of that?
Bottom line is, last year the bullpen was yeoman, Herculean work, incredible toil, incredible pain that they didn't really let Dave know about. They
Yeah.
pitched through it,
Yeah.
and they carried the Dodgers to the World Series,
Right.
and that they paid a heavy price physically to get the Dodgers to the World Series last year with their arms, and the bullpen paid the price. Look at all the great bullpen guys who are out. The Phillips, the Graterols, the Trinans. Um, these guys are out.
Yeah, they're
You
out.
know, uh, you know, this is part of the regime of intense pitching, and it's not just last year. PJ, the kids today, they're throwing so hard and they're throwing curveballs at such a young age. It takes
Yes.
its toll, and
Exactly.
managers are letting the kids pitch deep into games, and they're so young and they're throwing all kinds of pitches with the strain on the arm. Eventually the human body is going to wear down and break down, and
And that could be it. That could be.
I think that's it. I don't think it's the Dodgers. I think it's all over Major League Baseball,
Yeah.
all over the sport of baseball. The kids want more MPH. They want more power. They want more velocity, and they really push it. And I think that's the reason for all these injuries. But when a Dodger bullpen is so overworked as it is this year, as it was last year, eventually you're going to pay the price physically. And I think that's what's happening. I don't think it's a Dodger thing. I just think it's a Major League Baseball or minor league baseball,
Could be.
little league baseball mentality of more is better, faster is better, and the kids are paying the price. And even as they get older, the arm, Tommy John surgery is so common now. It
Yeah, it
used to
is.
be so rare.
Yeah.
Now it seems if you don't get Tommy John surgery, forget about it. Everyone's getting Tommy John. So that is part of the new baseball 2025. We have so many injuries, and it reflects upon the Dodger pitching staff because they work so hard. Remember, some Dodgers in the offseason every year.
Yeah.
They're pitching off season. They're off. They're not out of the off season. They're
Yeah.
deep into the postseason every year, and that takes its toll, PJ.
I know. I know. It does. You're right there. And maybe that is the answer. And I know that the pushes, and it's going back to Little League, straining all these arms, and then they get in there, although Major League, most of these managers don't let them go past 5 innings now in
That's
the
that's
majors.
that's the new order. That's
That's
the
the
new
new
order.
order. That's
Five
the
innings.
that's the save to that other side is like you do 5 innings. I don't care how you're pitching, you're out basically, right? So
Yes, you got four bullpen innings. Everyone needs four bullpen guys to get
yeah,
those 12 to get those last 12 outs
yeah, yeah,
because you're not asking guys to go more than five or six. That's why when Ohtani-san gets ramped up again, he's not going to go more than 5 or 6 innings.
doesn't need to.
Forgot me, you Ohtani-san. Shot.
Can't wait for number 17 to go
Ichiban,
five
number one.
innings. Yeah,
I can't.
can't
But
wait.
a lot of Dodgers having such wonderful seasons.
Yeah,
Mookie, unfortunately, not having a great season. He's coming out of it a little bit. Freddie Freeman's been in the funk, but he's the all-star first baseman because he's a tremendous ball player, defensively, offensively. But Freddie's been in the recent funk. Will Smith has been amazing.
he is.
America's catcher, leads the league in hitting,
Yeah,
two-strike hitting, men on base, runners in scoring position hitting. He's been unbelievable behind the plate. I want to give special kudos to America's catcher,
yes,
Will Smith. He's just been sensational. And the Dodgers have a lot of all-stars. Dave Roberts leading the team into Atlanta.
yep,
And it's been a very successful campaign. They still lead the NL West, despite the 7-game funk.
yeah.
Um,
By the
they,
way, let's give Muncy his due. Muncy got
oh,
hurt, and we went into a 9-game slide. And Muncy is there, and then we've got Will right behind him. That combination has paid dividends for the Dodgers for the whole first half of the season. Well, without Muncy, you see how bare naked we were. We
it's
just
no accident, PJ. It's no
yeah,
accident.
yeah.
That,
So
that,
tip our hats to Muncy.
oh, man. It pains me to see, Muncy on the bench watching him because you know how badly he wants to contribute. And when
Oh
he was
yeah,
in, man, he had a month for the ages. I mean, he was just unbelievable. A
unbelievable.
month for the ages. Grand slams, it seemed, every week,
Come on.
clutch hits, quality at bats, making plays at third.
Oh,
And so,
okay.
there's a big void. You're right, PJ, in the
Yeah.
Dodger lineup without him because he extends the lineup, makes it so tough when
Yeah.
Muncy hitting sixth or fifth or seventh, whatever.
Yeah.
He's been, but how about Husung Kim?
Oh,
How about the kid from Korea has been unbelievable.
boy, has he
What
come on.
what an
Is
injection of energy.
yes. I
He
love
can
it.
hit. He's hitting 330. He makes plays on the field. He's acrobatic. He's exciting. He steals bases. That's a tremendous pickup and what tremendous pressurized situation he's in, and
Yes.
he's responded.
He's responded. He wants to stay up. He's not going to get sent down. He's staying up, clearly. And I love him. I love, I wish they'd play a little more small ball with him because he's got the abilities to, when we've got a guy on first and we're going to hit into the double play, he could bunt it down third base.
Yes.
He can beat out to first. And if not, at least we get our guy over to second. But it's like we don't do that enough, Vic. We don't play enough of that small ball. We need to do more of that. With a guy with his speed, we need to be doing that. We really do.
You get Kim on first, it's like a double because he's
Uh,
going to steal second, and then
yeah,
you got the pitcher worrying about Kim maybe stealing third. So
that's right.
obviously you're affecting the entire ball game because now the pitcher's freaking out. Kim's on second with incredible speed,
Yep.
and he's got to focus on the hitter, but yet he's got to focus on Kim,
Yep.
running the bases on him. So I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And PJ, before we get to the NFL and
Yes.
Wimbledon and the Summer of Love, sumo begins again today.
The
Day,
diapered ones.
day one in Japan, the Grand Sumo Tournament. Ono Sato, of course, the defending champion. The
Yes.
Yokozuna, the fresh Japanese Yokozuna. And again, for all listeners who are plugged in and watching, of course, on YouTube and anywhere you stream to Feeling You with
Yes.
Victor Brick Jacobs and PJ. You've got to know that sumo is incredible. 6 tournaments a year. It's held in different cities in Japan, from Tokyo to Nagoya to Osaka. This is, the grand sport of Japan. It begins today on Osato, the defending champion. Of course, the fiery Mongolian is always in contention. I'll show you. Gong me, you. Sumo begins today.
Victor, I'm the king of promotions. Like
Yes,
when we were at Kiss FM, if you remember, I did a promotion. We had two gigantic guys on the air. One was Big Ron O'Brien. We
Big
called him
Ron, beautiful man.
Big Bun O'Brien, we called him. And then Bruce Vidal, who we called Bruce V. Glob. And so I did a promotion where I got a truck scale and we weighed these two guys together. And it was great. They had a lot of fun with it. And it was just a great promotion. We had thousands of people out for this promotion. But my idea is for the sumo wrestlers, let's get them on it. Let's drive in a truck scale. Let's weigh these guys together and see what we got. How much beef on the hook do we have there?
Wow, probably at least for the normal sumo wrestler, I would say 700 pounds. Some dudes are a little bit larger, some dudes are a little bit smaller.
Wow.
Some of the Richi, as they say in Japanese, the Richi, the wrestlers, are varying weights. But like the Yokozuna, Onosato, he's probably about 350, I would say, maybe 375.
Yeah.
I'll show you, not as big as Onosato, but he's probably like 300 pounds,
Yeah.
290, 300. But they have amazing strength, they have amazing flexibility, they have amazing athleticism.
Yes.
And again, if you want to watch sumo, you can watch the highlights 3 times a day on NHK, which is a Japanese television. Look for it in your local listings, and they'll play highlights for you for the next 2 weeks. They're
There you
2-week
go.
tournaments. So it's incredible entertainment, and you can learn the world of sumo, which is fascinating. Remember the Dodgers on their trip to Japan? They all went to
They all
sumo
went.
practice. They went to
Yeah.
sumo practice, and it was wild.
Yeah.
Hershiser was enthralled, and all the Dodgers were going wild
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
sumo practice. But
They
yeah.
were trying to get Dave Roberts into a diaper, but it didn't work. Why not? Right? Why not? So hey, let's talk a little NFL because Miami made a big move,
The
and
Ramsey deal to the Steelers
yes, yeah, yeah, Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, both of those
for tight end.
for
Yeah,
the Steelers, right? For Minkow, what is it? Minkow Fitzpatrick came over.
Minka Fitzpatrick,
Yeah,
All Pro as well,
yeah,
All Pro safety and draft picks will go to Miami just to complete the deal. And they get Ramsey and they get Smith. Now Ramsey, we know Jalen Ramsey in Los Angeles. Remember, he won a Super Bowl
yes,
with the Rams.
yeah,
He was tremendous.
tremendous.
I'm not sure if this is just bad publicity or someone has a vendetta against Ramsey, saying that he disrespected the coaches. McDaniel. He dug into McDaniel and Fangio. The Miami coaches and the younger players picked up on it and were following Ramsey's lead. So, and he was late for practices. Whatever. I'm not in the Miami Dolphin training camp, so I don't know. I do know Jalen Ramsey is an incredibly talented corner, and he can be the difference for you. The Steelers want to win now. Good for the Steelers. They haven't won a playoff game in 15 years, but
No,
they're still one of the marquee franchises, PJ, in the National Football League.
no, they are. And now, they're going to have their double tight ends going now with Jonnu Smith there. That gives Aaron Rodgers a lot of people to throw to
And
underneath.
Metcalf, he's got Metcalf, as
Metcalf
well.
long. He's got the double uh, tight ends for close-up play. And I just think for Aaron Rodgers, that's the way to do it. You get that 12 personnel, 13 personnel going, and it just works. And he's still got his arm. He can get the ball out quickly. So I think this was a very smart move for them. And it's going to be exciting to see. I think this extends Aaron Rodgers' career. I really do, if this goes well. I really do. I don't think he'll quit at the end of this year if this goes well. I think he'll be in for another year.
That's a bold statement because
Bold statement.
he'll be working behind a very young offensive line.
Yes.
That's my concern for Aaron and the Steelers.
Yep.
That young offensive line, it's got to click. It's got to protect Aaron, give him that time. But he's still, again, he threw for almost 4,000 yards last year with a lousy Jets team.
Lousy.
So
Lousy.
he has more weapons now. He has more
Yeah.
weapons,
Yeah.
and the Steelers fortifying the defense. With Ramsey, I love the pickup. These guys who carry this reputation as team killers, I don't buy into, because
No.
there's always two sides to every story, and there's another side to Jalen Ramsey. And listen, the Steelers wouldn't trade for him because they know they demand discipline
That's
from their
right.
players. So this is a wonderful trade for the Steelers. And I'm proud of the
Sure.
Steelers for really rebuilding,
I am too.
reloading, and not depending on a Pickett, to lead their team.
No.
This is serious. The Steelers are serious, and I think they can win 10 games. I think they can go 10-7, PG.
I think I'm with you on that. I think that they're sending the message we want to win this year, and I love that. Let's talk about Wimbledon for a second before we get away on time here. What do you think? What's your thoughts on Wimbledon?
Well, congratulations to the Americans who made nice runs.
Yes.
From Taylor Fritz and Ben Shelton and Ben
Yeah.
Shelton's girlfriend and Trinity Rodman and his sister, who got a lot of love throughout the tournament, and they get to the semifinals. And Americans haven't surged, that deep, since Andy Roddick, back
Right.
in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So the Americans made some very nice runs. The American women made some nice runs. Nova, the
Yes.
Jersey girl, unfortunately eliminated in the final, 6-love, 6-love.
Yeah.
But still, she had an amazing tournament. And Wimbledon again is a tremendous event. Splendor on the grass. I watched it. The American surge, on the grass, was fascinating to me, and I dug it. But what else I'm digging, PJ, is the summer of love.
Oh yeah.
How about all the romances, blossoming in Europe? How about Tom Brady and Sophia Vergara?
That could be a thing. They're saying that hasn't been confirmed, but they're saying that could be a thing. She's 5 years older than he's 47, she's 53. She looks, as we well know, amazing. She looks like what a girl Tom would like, but he is not committed to saying that's his girlfriend. Not like Clay Thompson. He hasn't gone there like Clay. Clay's,
Klay Thompson, man.
yeah, with
You
the
know,
stallion.
I grew up with with Clay under the wing, of course, of his beautiful father,
Yeah.
Michael Thompson, the legendary Laker.
Yes.
And he worshipped Kobe.
Yeah.
And I used to follow him when he was at Rancho Santa Margarita
Oh,
in Orange County, playing before
wow.
we went to Washington State. And of course, snubbed by all the major colleges. They didn't, believe in, in Clay's game, which is, sensational. He's one of the
Yeah.
great shooters of all time.
Yeah.
And suddenly he hooks up with Megan the Stallion
Right.
in Texas.
Yes.
She's a Texas girl. He's now a Texas guy playing for the Mavericks.
Yep.
With Cooper Flagg and those guys. So he's found love with Megan the Stallion.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the Bahamian Michael Thompson approves of the relationship, but I think he does. I think as long as he's happy.
I hope so.
And that's a beautiful thing. And my favorite relationship, which is under the radar, Saucy Gardner
Yes.
and Ice Spice from the New York Football Giants.
What a couple.
Saucy, and Saucy Gardner, very talented.
Oh yeah.
He also found love with Ice Spice.
Yes.
So it's been a fascinating summer of love.
I love it.
Through all the multi-sports.
Yes, and we should. And I want to leave with the WNBA only because, as they just signed a media deal for 260 million.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you, Caitlin, and everybody should get down and thank her. Last year, they had 57 million. That was their media. They signed 260 million, Vic. And not enough people are thanking her. There's still this jealousy and all this stuff going on. It's got to stop. These girls at every level have to realize they're all going to get paid more. The WNBA is getting better and better because of Caitlin. And so the Caitlin effect is in full effect. And you'll see it in the All-Star game. When she plays, she's leading the team. But get on the train. I mean, come on. Money's money, I mean, 260 million versus 57 million last year. And it's because of Caitlin. You got to.
It's no comparison, PJ. Before she came into the league, it was a blip. I mean, no one was watching. No one really cared.
No.
I didn't even know when the WNBA season started.
Right.
Now I know the Chicago Sky and Angel Reese, the Minnesota Lynx. Suddenly I know these teams.
You know them.
I know them. I know them. I dig them. I watch them. Of course, Caitlin's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark. She's unbelievable. Gong me, Ukes.
Let's get her to the Lakers.
Lifting the tide of the WNBA.
Thank you, Victor. Great job as always.
Great job, PJ.
We got a lot to jump on next time we talk. So please, everyone, share this with your friends. Tell everybody. Our thanks to our producer, Chris, who's amazing.
Chris Donovan, much love.
Yes, beautiful Ukes.
Yuko Sakamoto is gonging me out, my beloved bride.
That's right.
We have DC, Dave Cardona. He is the master of our graphics that you see when you lock in.
Yes.
To Feelin You with Victor Briggs Jacobs and PJ. So thank you to everyone, and we'll see you next week. Yeah, I'm feeling you.